Hey guys, Epsi here with a new series I'm going to be calling More Challenging Strikes. Now, in this series, I'm going to be looking at each strike and then how I want them changed. And this is not just going to be like, oh, let's add some more things here. I want a complete overhaul and adding some more mechanics into them to make them more interesting and fun to play. And more importantly, make them more challenging, because I feel right now that they're just a huge chore and they're really boring, and it's just like, oh, I'm just grinding through this to try to get maybe something good at the end where I just get blue engrams. So I want it to be something fun as opposed to that grind that we normally feel in this game. So to start off, we're going to be looking at the Undying Mind mission, which is only available for the PS4 people, but honestly you're not missing out on much, as I will explain. So encounter 1 is going to be in the Spire Courtyard area during the Black Garden mission. The problem I have with this encounter is it's just horde mode. I think it's 5 waves of Vex spawning in as soon as you kill the last wave, and your progress is blocked by a light door which will only unlock after you've killed all those waves. That's boring as shit. So how can we fix that? I mean, the Vex like game mechanics. Why don't we set up some game mechanics in the game, like sync plates? The proposed change goes as follows. In order to pass the light door, 2 sync plates must be held for at least 2 minutes. Upon entering the area, there will be several Vex. Fight through them to the sync plates located on the left and right. These are where the ghost would activate the Spire during the Black Garden mission. They would be located there. Once the sync plate is activated, it will remain active even if the player is not standing directly on it. The door will begin to deteriorate, but Praetorians and other Vex will begin spawning in. If a Praetorian is allowed to retake control of the sync plate, the door will begin to regenerate, and you will have to take it back before the door begins to deconstruct again. Once the door is completely deconstructed, the Vex will despawn and the players may progress. This brings us to encounter number 2, which is the stairs. Now, you first climb that first set of stairs, which exposes the Black Garden, and then there's the enclosed space that leads up to a Cyclops. Now, the problem I have with this one, it's a bit glitchy, and it feels like horde mode again to me. I haven't found out because there's just so many enemies. So far, I can tell that the encounter comes in 2 flavors. Either another wall appears, which the precursor Vex can walk through. Once you kill enough Vex, it will disappear, but you move again, and then another wall appears, and you have to kill a certain amount of Vex before that wall disappears. And I think it all relies on if you kill the Cyclops fast enough or not, and I'm not sure, but if you try to skip all of this, you will be overwhelmed by lots of Vex. The other flavor is that the wall does not appear at all, the Cyclops has a hell of a lot more health, and again, if you try to skip this entire thing, you'll be overwhelmed, killed, and you'll have to redo the entire thing. So, there's some potential here. I like where it's going, and I think we can easily change this to make it make more sense. The proposed change here is that the precursor Vex will pour down the stairs constantly. You will be overwhelmed. The only way to stop them is to kill the Cyclops, who is holding open all of the Vex gates above you. So all of those terraces and everything, all those Vex gates are spawning in Vex, and they will murder and overwhelm you. Kill the Cyclops and the gates will close. Push through the remaining Vex and you may progress. Now there's an encounter 2.1 here that I'm putting here, and it's just to make sure that players don't just skip this part. So during the Black Garden mission, the next area is walled off by a light door. My proposed change is we bring that door back and put another sync plate below it. This sync plate must be held for at least 1 minute, with at least 1 player standing on it for that entire minute. Once that minute passes, the light door will disappear. This will prevent players from just skipping that entire event, because the Vex spawning out of the gates near them will immediately aggro on top of them, overwhelm them, and prevent them from skipping this entire event. Because I've run into issues where people will skip ahead, at least 1 player, get to the final boss, kill themselves, will all be consumed by darkness, and we have to do the entire thing again. It's just a waste of my time and everybody else's time in the mission, and it really pisses me off. So this is just a mode of staggering the player's progress and making sure that they just don't skip it entirely, and they actually feel like they're being a part of something, and there's a sense of peril, which is great. Encounter number 3. Now, before this, you fight through a couple more Vex in this really pretty area, and then you get to the Undying Mind. Now, the problem here is that it's boring and unimaginative. Now, this fight was lacking. It was good, but it was still boring and monotonous. There was no sense of peril and no real threat. To be fair, they actually tried with the boss here. It's a lot more entertaining than the Nexus. It actually moves around. Those triple shields are really annoying to get past and are actually challenging to shoot through. And he's firing constantly, barraging you and forcing you to take cover, and it's just a clusterfuck of blowing off your supers against the precursor Vex that spawn in, and I think that's great. I want to keep that bit, but we need to change it so that it's like... This thing is trying to summon or revive the Heart of the Black Garden, and it's a pushover, so let's make it more perilous. Let's make the fight challenging and scary. The proposed change here is upon entering the area, a light door will prevent the players from escaping, and 2 conflux will appear on the map, not where they currently are at the ahead of the players, but somewhere else, which will make sense later. As well, a Vex teleporter will, directly ahead of the players, will activate. This teleporter will immediately begin to spawn Vex. Kill them and the Undying Mind will materialize. The Undying Mind remains the same, no change here, but perhaps nerf his health a bit, because what my changes are going to do are going to make it hell for the players. Vex will walk out of the gate every minute or so, but precursor Vex will also appear out of the various doorways located all around the area which are unutilized currently. These Vex will attempt to sacrifice themselves to the conflux. If more than 4 Vex are allowed to reach the conflux and sacrifice themselves, the deliverance debuff will be placed on all the players and the conflux will disappear. While under the effect of the deliverance debuff, the character's super energy is drained and all their abilities locked. This is a soft enrage. The players will quickly be overwhelmed if they do not kill the boss soon. Vex will continue to spawn at this point, but will focus only on the players. Once the Undying Mind is destroyed, the Vex and the conflux will be despawned. The players have won. As it currently stands, there wouldn't really be a change here. It'd be more defensive instead of offensive. The players would be forced to really direct their focus on the mobs, as opposed to have one person clear out the mobs and, oh, the precursors have spawned, so we need to sweep them up before we focus back on the Undying Mind. Right now, it's focus on the Undying Mind, oh, the mobs are spawning in, kill them, and then focus back on the Undying Mind. And I really want it to be something perilous and panicky. I want people to be like, oh crap, they're spawning in, we need to kill them before they nerf us. And I think this was effectively add a sense of peril and danger in the game where it's just not present right now. The bosses just feel like bigger adds that just have more health that you need to shoot. They're not grandiose and there's no spectacle to them, and I really want that. I want to feel that peril. I want to be afraid. I want it to be challenging. And I think this change would do that. It would make the boss terrifying and fun to fight. I would like to do this. It wouldn't be a chore anymore to slowly drain his health away with lots and lots of bullets. So what do you guys think of those changes? Do you think they should implement something like that, make the game more challenging like this? If you agree with these changes or don't quite understand them or have your own opinion or just completely hate them, please leave your comments down below. And if you, again, please like and subscribe for more content. I've been Epsy, and I will see you next time.